Okay, you're not aware that the Correctional Medical Care's business model was that any monies that they Now, if Mr. Cannon had to go to the hospital and get care, and he was not enrolled in Medicaid, that would come out of Correctional Medical Care's profits, wouldn't it?
Objection is to form.
I'm not sure who pays the bill.
Okay, you're not aware that the Correctional Medical Care's business model was that any monies that they allocated for emergency care for an inmate, and if they didn't meet that target, if they didn't have to spend that much money, then that money would go into the firm's profit margin.
Objection is to form.
Not aware.
The housing officer calls you up and says, Mr. Cannon is feeling dizzy.
Correct.
Okay, and then you indicate, hey, bring him down, and the housing officer calls back and says Mr. Cannon was unable to walk.
Correct.
Did the housing officer tell you anything else prior to you going down to the housing unit to see Mr. Cannon on August 26th of 2014?
No.
All right, so you got the bag, you know, the AED, you got all your emergency bags, went down to the housing unit. What happened next?
Objection to form.
We took a wheelchair because the housing location is in the back of the jail. It's not, you can't drag the chair up the stairs. So we had to find an escort to bring us to his housing location. Took approximately 30 minutes.
So it took 30 minutes from the time that this officer called you for you to get down there to work with him?
That's right.
Okay. Why is that?
I just explained. You have
Because
to
of
have
the escort.
escort.
Would you agree with me that your current contract with county governments to provide health care at local jails provides a disincentive to send detainees to outside medical providers?
No.
Isn't it true that every time that a detainee goes to an outside medical provider that it comes out of the profit margin?
Not necessarily, no.
Why wouldn't it come out of the profit margin?
Well, if they're admitted to a hospital, the Affordable Care Act provides reimbursement for those situations. So
Okay.
that does not affect us.
Well, that wasn't the way it was in 2012.
In 2012, yes, it would impact our bottom line, yes.
All right, so it's fair to say every time in 2012 that a detainee goes to an outside hospital, it comes right out of the profit margin, doesn't it?
Objection. The form of the question, but you can answer.
Yes.
Every time a detainee needs a prescription, it comes out of the profit margin.
That's correct.
Every time a detainee needs to go to see a specialist, it comes out of the profit margin.
That's correct.
And so would you agree that if providing outside care decreases your profit margin, that there's a disincentive to providing that care?
That, I object to that form. You can answer.
We never, how do I phrase this? We never deny care that's necessary or appropriate, bottom line. Whether it costs us more money, less money, we lose money, we pride ourselves on doing a good job, and we do not deny medical care, even if it affects our bottom line.
$1 million settlement in Albany County Jail death case. Brendan J. Lyons updated 3:56 p.m., Friday, October 27, 2017. The settlement was filed recently in U.S. District Court in Albany, where Cannon's mother had filed a federal lawsuit on behalf of Cannon's infant daughter. Cannon's symptoms steadily worsened after employees of a medical company that had a contract with the county brushed off his severe neurological symptoms as heat exhaustion, instructing guards to give him water and let him rest. Later that night, Cannon's condition had deteriorated to the point where he lay nearly motionless on the floor of an infirmary cell with foam oozing from his mouth. A nurse patted his arm and wiped away the saliva, wrongly believing Cannon was recovering from a seizure even though he had no history of medical problems. Related stories. Albany County inmate's death shocks the conscience. A nurse finally contacted a doctor for advice, and he instructed her to immediately call an ambulance. But it was too late. Cannon lingered for several days at Albany Medical Center Hospital before he was removed from life support. Doctors determined Cannon had suffered a stroke, a loss of blood flow to his brain stem that may have been caused by working out in the jail's recreation area on the day he fell ill. Emergency surgery might have saved his life, but too many hours had passed after the injury. The state's investigation cited multiple missteps by nurses, including their repeated failure to acknowledge the severity of Cannon's symptoms or consult a physician until it was too late. Mark Cannon had a progressively deteriorating neurological situation that was completely disregarded by nursing staff despite dramatic signs and symptoms of an active neurological emergency and Cannon's repeated requests for medical care, the investigative report states. The sharp criticism of Correctional Medical Care, a Pennsylvania-based private company, came as the state was probing the company's conduct related to multiple inmate deaths across the state. The settlement filed in U.S. District Court calls for the company to pay $999,999, and Albany County to pay $95,000. Neither the company nor the county acknowledged any wrongdoing. Within weeks of Cannon's death, the Office of New York's Attorney General reached an agreement with the company that allowed it to remain in business in New York with monitoring through May 2018. The company paid a $200,000 penalty and agreed to improve staffing levels and training practices. At that time, Correctional Medical Care had contracts worth more than $32 million a year with 13 county jails in New York, including Albany and Schenectady counties' facilities. Albany County earlier this year terminated the $3.7 million annual contract it had with CMC since 2012. In a deposition taken as part of a federal wrongful death lawsuit, Sheriff Craig Apple testified the company's performance played a role in his decision, though he said the change was also based on a better offer from another company. State investigation reports and court records also reveal that CMC's nurses, two of whom were later disciplined by the state education department, violated multiple protocols. The failures began the moment a guard called the jail's medical office at 4:12 p.m. on August 26, 2014, to report that Cannon was having problems and needed assistance. Instead of going to Cannon's tier to check him out as required, a nurse told the officer to give Cannon some water and ask him to lie down. In the hours that followed, Cannon was shuffled back and forth between his tier and the medical infirmary. At times, cameras showed him staggering into walls and vomiting. Just after 3 a.m., with new officers and nursing staff on duty, Cannon was found lying on the floor of his cell unable to talk. His eyes were open and he was foaming at the mouth, his legs were stiff and his arms limp. Officers scooped Cannon into a wheelchair and pushed him toward the infirmary. Videos of the transport show Cannon's head tilted to the left and his feet dragging beneath him. Despite his severe symptoms, no one called an ambulance. The state's investigation determined nurses failed to conduct a basic nursing and neurological assessment on a patient with obvious signs and symptoms of a neurological crisis. Emra Umar of Blue Bell, PA, is president of CMC, a for-profit company owned by his wife, Maria Carpio. Neither are licensed medical professionals. Umar has acknowledged that for more than 10 years, the company operated in New York in violation of state law requiring a medical care company to be owned by a physician. The firm has since restructured to adhere to the law, although Umar remains in charge of its operations. Elmer Robert Keach III, the attorney for Cannon's mother, characterized the settlement as fair and said the money would benefit Cannon's daughter.
Need a car? Don't forget to stop by carmarshal.com where you can scout through over 100,000 new and used car vehicles. Take a look around. Get you a new affordable car. carmarshal.com.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts, 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So, yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself, 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is. And they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech, We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now. Where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.